Hello, and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Tim Brooks with Worldwide Technology. We're partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Devshree Golecha, VP of Data Analytics and Data Governance at TDE Credit Union. Hey, Devshree.
Hi, Tim. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm really excited and can't wait to get started to, discuss some of my thoughts with you.
Great to meet you. First thing that everyone wants to know is, tell us, what is TDECU?
Yes, so TDECU is the Texas Dow Employee Credit Union. We are located at Lake Jackson, and we are basically one of the largest credit unions in Texas. And, the way we are different from banks are, we are nonprofit and we serve our members. So our members are kind of our, they have shared in the credit union. So, typically when you talk about banks, those are your customers, but we actually, we are here to serve our members.
Got it. Thank you. So that's helpful. So look, most of us, growing up, at least I know I didn't, have the idea that I wanted to be a chief data officer or be the VP of analytics and data when I grew up. When did you know that you wanted to work in data and analytics?
Yeah. So, Tim, going back to when I started my journey back in India, I started as a sales and marketing executive. So spent almost, 5 years of my professional journey back in India into the sales and marketing function. But when I moved to the US, which was about 10 years ago, I started as a process improvement specialist. And the interesting thing about, the process improvement specialist role, the business optimizations, the problem solving part of it, that's when I started using statistical techniques to, solve business problems. And that got me really excited and interested into how data could be used to solve business problems. And then I took it to the next level from being a process improvement specialist to a green belt, to a Six Sigma black belt, and to a master black belt. I think the whole journey of, using advanced analytics to deep dive and identify root causes and solve business problems, that really got me interested into data. And then I think I would say last 3 years or so, I have been so focused into data analytics. I think I knew it somewhere in my heart. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I have been so focused into, not just the analytics of it, but, the data governance and how we could optimize data to make best business decisions.
That's a great career path in that you've highlighted the reasons why we use data, which is to help us figure things out, to help us make process improvements, to help us solve problems, to help us make better predictions about the future. Those of us that work in this realm of data sort of have an understanding of what we do. But when you go to a social event, so let's say you're at, some social event relating your school or community, how do you explain to others what you do?
Good question. So definitely people are not much aware of what a CDO or a CAO role is, and we also call it a CDAO role. I generally tell people that I help my organization make better decisions through data. I think that's how I like to put it. And then obviously, when I say data, and then, the whole questioning starts, what data are you talking about and what kind of data and what is it? But I like to put it in simple words. When it comes to making decisions, when it comes to knowing how to serve your customers better, how to grow your business, you need some numbers behind that. And you cannot just do it based on intuition, but you need insights. And that's where I play a role.
That's a wonderful way for those of us out there struggling to explain to the layperson what we do. That's a great way to do it, Devshree. So you've been now doing this for quite a while, and you're in a significant position now. Over the last 5-10 years, what's changed about the mission or changed about the way you can achieve success with data?
Yes, I think first I'll share with you about myself, what has changed personally for me, in my own 5-year if I look at the last 5 years. I think one thing that I have learned is to stay focused. That's one of my personal learnings. And then just competing with your own self. I mean, that's one of my personal changes. And when it comes to data, I feel that the whole awareness about the power of data, which I feel that was not there earlier. When I think about an organization, there is 4 stages when it comes to data. You're either data unaware, you have absolutely no idea. You're making decisions based on what you know best looks like. Your data aware, where yes, some data is being used. Your data critical. Now you're actually utilizing data for making some business decisions, and then your data driven. I think now finally we are at a point where organizations are investing heavily into data. They want to be data driven. They're investing into data literacy. The senior leaders are realizing the importance of utilizing data to make important business decisions, and that's how they're cascading it down to their own business functions. So I think that's where I feel it has changed. Also, if you look at the CDO roles, I mean, we never heard of them 15 years ago, right? Now they're becoming like more and more prevalent, right? And it and I think when we talked about data, it was always something like part of IT. I'm glad that it's not considered to be part of IT anymore, because it has its own significance. You have the awareness of how to utilize data to make business decisions. The other part of it is that there are several other elements: the privacy, the regulations, the sensitive information. There are so many aspects of data management as a whole. I mean, think of it as a data factory, right? So it needed its own specific function, and I feel like now slowly all industries are realizing that.
It's a great explanation of essentially data maturity. In that, you talked about in the beginning several years ago, let's say 10 years ago, the CDO role was rare. Now It's commonplace. It's instituted across companies ranging from the very largest down to, I'd say, mid-size and many early growth stage companies that are new in fintech, medtech, some other realms. That's really good insight,